Right. So, do you have your provisional licence with you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, can I have a little little checkaroo?
Yes, sorry.
Oh, sorry, darling, your bag's down there.
Yeah.
Just standing on it.
It's in here somewhere. There.
Thank you. What did you say? How did you say? Kaci.
Kaci, yeah.
Kaci, gosh.
It's
I mustn't
very
look
unique.
at how it's spelt because in my head I'm saying Kaci.
Yeah.
Kaci.
I used to get called Kaci all the time at primary school.
That's not very nice.
No, and then obviously I'd get laughed at by everyone else. And then,
You poor thing. Just, yeah.
Should I put this like?
Yeah, you can put it anywhere,
So
yeah.
It's not in your way.
No, not at all, not at all. You're free to bring anything that you feel makes you comfortable, whatever. Drink, booster seat, don't care. You go for gold. Okay, so how would you like to progress from now? Would you like to just start the engine and go for a drive, or would you like advice, or would you like me to sit back and just assess? Would you like me to start completely afresh? It's
advice, I think.
advice as you're doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think I need directions, like where you want me to go, what you want me to do.
Yeah. Okay. Should we start now and see how you get on?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, brilliant.
Can I adjust the seat?
You absolutely can. You're going to get yourself all set up. So Jerry's like your car now.
Okay. Okay, right.
Does it feel quite similar to your mum's?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shut these windows so it cools down in here a little bit. Sorry, I'll take my hand away in a second. There you are. So what we're going to do is just continue down this little stretch, and what you'll find at the end is a tiny little island. It's kind of like a roundabout but with trees in the middle, so it looks like an island. You're going to drive around that as you would a roundabout, so clockwise. And it's going to give me a good insight as to how your steering is as well, because it's quite a sharp one.
Oh God, okay.
So here it is.
Okay. Well, it is quite sharp, isn't it?
You scared me then. I was like, oh no, is she going to be okay?
I saw that little like driveway and I was like, oh God, I don't know where to go, and I didn't. Yeah.
Okay, so when you're ready, I'd like you to find somewhere safe, legal and convenient to pull up on the left in your own time. Thank you very much. And when you're ready, I'd like you to drive off again.
Okay.
There is a method to my madness, I promise.
Oh.
So have you moved up through all the gears so far? Have you done all of them?
To 4.
Up to 4, okay.
Where are we going from here?
So we're going to follow that road sign, which means we're going to move it over to the left. And instead of going around and back again, we're just going to continue straight. And you'll find somewhere to pull up on the left hand side. It might need to be relatively quick though before we get to the other parked cars on the right.
Okay.
Alright, brilliant. Okay. Yeah, alright. So how did you feel that went?
Been okay.
Yeah, it did. The vehicle control's actually quite good, isn't it? Your gear changes was really nice actually. You're moving it to second. Your braking is lovely. It's really nice. Anything that you think you might be missing or forgetting?
My mirrors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your mirrors and your checks before you drive off. These are things which I'll then teach you and get you into the habit of doing.
Yeah.
So it's obvious why we check all around before we drive off, isn't it?
Yeah, because the car come in.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want Jerry being like a little pancake because
No.
someone's driven into the back of him. And again, before you signal, you always want to check your mirrors, just in case there is something there. Otherwise, you're pulling up quite nicely. Actually, I was impressed. I think we're very close with the front, but it's nothing terrible at all. Your normal driving position is nice. You're good, well positioned to the left. Yeah, it's not bad at all. In fact, I think with just a couple of little tweaks, we will have you doing this perfectly before the end of the day, certainly. I want to see your emergency stop as well, but then I think I'm going to take you out on the road straight away, if that's okay.
Okay.
Because I think you'll be fine out on the road with a little bit of help at the junctions, possibly. Yeah, I think we've definitely got how do you say that?
I don't know.
I don't know how.
Got somewhere.
We've got plenty to work with in a positive way, which is really, really good. Yeah, well done. Okay, so first things first, before you move off, you need to look. So you're preparing everything nicely. You're putting it first, and you're setting your gas, and you're finding your bike, and you release your handbrake, and you start moving. But the first thing you want to do is, before moving off, is observe. Okay? Observations. So this is how I teach people. You've already got this bit. This is the prepare. So you're preparing your car. What do we mean by that? I mean, put it in first, find your bike. But don't let the car move yet because the handbrake is still up. You then want to observe. And this involves a 6-point check. Have you ever heard of one of those before?
I might have, but I can't remember them.
So a 6-point check is just ensuring that your checks are adequate before you move off. You could have the best blind spot checks in the world, but if you're not, looking behind you, that would not be adequate. So it's a start-stop. Don't worry about it. It's all good. God, it is flipping hot though. A 6-point check consists of, and this is what I want you to remember every single time you prepare to move off. Out your back window in Jerry is number 1. Okay, that's your first point where you're looking. And then Jerry's little wing mirror here is number 2. Out the front is number 3. This is number 4. Jerry's wing mirror on that side is number 5. And then over your right shoulder out that back window is number 6. So you're literally just doing a circle, a semicircle with your head. You're looking all around. And when it's safe, that's when you can move. And the best way to remember this is just simply pom. You know what a pom-pom is?
Yeah.
Like the little thingies, that's it. Just think about a pom-pom and then you should never ever forget your observations. Yeah? Okay, and before we'll talk about mirror checks actually. They're quite important. We check our mirrors for various reasons and at different occasions. And can you name any time we check our mirrors?
Before we move off.
Yes, very good.
When you're about to brake and you've got traffic behind you.
Brilliant.
You need to check to see if you've got traffic behind you before you cause a hazard.
Okay, so I'm just going to write that down. Okay, so it's before you brake, and the other one was before you move off. Yep, these are both very good.
I'm not for sure on the rest.
So this one actually is classed as changing speed, which is correct. We have to check our mirrors before we change speed, but we can change speed both by slowing down and speeding up. So this one would be speeding up and braking. This is number 1 and 2. Then you've got, we check our mirrors before we, any idea? What if you had like a parked car in front of you and you had to overtake it? You would have to you'd have to do something that we say called changing direction in your car. So if you were changing direction or overtaking a cyclist, anything like that, there might be a branch in the road, you're going to change direction, or you're going to move from one side of the road to the other. Before you change direction, you check your mirrors, and according to the direction you're about to move into, that would then be the mirrors you check. So if we're driving down the road here and there is a branch in the road, you would then literally number 1, number 2, and then move over. And that's so if this is us and the branch is here, we don't want like a motorcyclist. This is my great attempt at drawing a man on a bike. There you go, that lipstick man. I was so good at art, honestly. You don't want him zipping past you as you're about to move over to overtake that little branch, because he could otherwise end up getting knocked off his bike, and vice versa with cyclists and cars, anything really. That's why we check the mirrors according to the direction we're about to change into. Now the last one, and it's really obvious but no one ever remembers this, we must check our mirrors before we signal. That's the most obvious, but no one ever remembers it. They're just like, I don't know, I can't think of anything else. But before we signal, we must check our mirrors. And again, just like when you're changing direction, the direction you're going to signal in would then
be your mirror check.
Yeah. And we always start with the center mirror, and then we do the side mirrors. Any idea why?
No.
Well, you kind of get a clearer picture in this one.
Yeah.
It's more broad. You can see a lot more out the back than you can the side mirrors. But this is flat glass, so everything you can see in this mirror is an actual visual representation of what's going on behind. These mirrors are made of convex glass, so they're slightly bent, and therefore objects may be closer than they actually appear. So if you can you see the dustbin or that blue sign with the arrow on it in your center mirror?
I can see the bin.
Can you see the bin? It probably looks a lot closer in this one than it does in this one.
Yeah, it does.
And that's why it's slightly distorted, so we always check them both together. If that guy were a cyclist and you were only checking this mirror, you might think, he's miles away, I'm going to do what I need to do, which is why you check both, because he's probably not as far away as you think.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Cool. Any questions about those mirror checks?
I don't think so.
Right. Okay, so we've talked about mirrors, we've talked about our observations prior to moving off, our 6-point check. I'm going to now ask you to move off and pull up again on the left hand side before we get to the road, and depending on how you get on, we'll then take it the next step further.
Okay.
Happy?
Yeah.